guys, Chris Freckles back online again, and welcome to this month's book review. So, like always, I have 3 books. This time I have Who Was Thomas Edison, written by Margaret Frith. We have The Story of Dr. Dolittle by Hugh Lofting, a classic. And we have Undercover Princess by Connie Glynn, the first book in the Rosewood Chronicles. So now let's start with Undercover Princess by Connie Glynn. Undercover Princess is all about 2 girls. One is Lottie Pumpkin, the girl on the cover. Then there's Ellie Wolf. Now, Ellie Wolf is a princess who just wants to be an ordinary person, not a princess, which personally can't relate. Imagine all the food they'd get. Now my mouth's starting to water. And then there's Lottie Pumpkin, who is a normal girl who just wants to be a princess, which I'm with Lottie on this one. And they meet at a school called the Rosewood Hall. Now, in the silhouette here of Lottie, there is the Rosewood Hall, school, so that gives you, a picture of, it's a very preppy school. Now, a random rumor starts at Rosewood that Lottie is the princess of Maradova, which is actually Ellie's kingdom, which is just kind of funny and ironic to me. And I don't want to spoil too much, but Lottie ends up getting kidnapped, and the craziest thing is, I'll tell you this, it's someone from their school, it's someone from Rosewood Hall. So it goes absolutely wild at the summer ball, her getting kidnapped and such, but everything turns out okay. So I'm going to stop with the spoilers, and I am going to say that my favorite things in this book were probably just the style of writing was so amazing. I really, really love it. And the plot twists were insane, because by the time that we got to the summer ball, I was like, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. And then it's like everything that I thought happened just completely swap that, and that's what happened. It's so good. The writing was so good. Now, the colors actually really faded on this side because this is the proper color. But I was reading it by the pool over summer. And since reading it twice, have it everywhere. So it's it gets lots of sun on it. But I'm going to give this book a 10 out of 10 Freckles just because I love the characters. I love the names of the characters. Also, I love how it has a Harry Potter vibe to it. With the houses, there's instead of Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, and Hufflepuff, there's Ivy, Conch, and Stratus, and they have Ivy House. But yeah, I really like this book. Okay, so now let's move on to Dr. Dolittle by Hugh Lofting. So now we're on to The Story of Dr. Dolittle by Hugh Lofting. This book is all about just, your average doctor for humans, but he loves animals, absolutely loves them. And so the more and more he gets animals, the more and more people are like, well, he has so many animals and pets. Should I be going to him? Is it clean there? And so he starts losing all these customers, and so he loses a lot of money. And so he ends up at the point where he can barely make ends meet. He can barely afford to pay for all the food for all the pets. And the only person that continues to go to him is the guy that brings the animal food. And so the animal food guy is like, well, if you love animals so much, why don't you become an animal doctor? And so Dr. Dolittle, MD, gets taught by his parrot Polynesia how to speak in the language of animals. And so he learns all these different animal languages, and then he really helps with all these animals. And his first customer is a plow horse who is going blind, like he needs glasses and he needs little green ones, and it's very cute. I really like the picture of horse and glasses. It's very wholesome. And so then he makes all this money being an animal doctor, and then this alligator comes from the circus, and everyone's scared of the alligator, but the alligator doesn't want to go back to the circus, and so Dr. Dolittle decides to look after him. And the alligator is as sweet as a marshmallow, but no one really wants to take their cats to him or anything like that. So the doctor then gets some kind of a message from Africa saying, there's in the land of monkeys, all these monkeys are sick and we don't know what's happening. Please come and cure all the sick monkeys. And so he goes to cure all the sick monkeys, and all this crazy stuff happens in between. But so I'm not going to spoil all of that, but a lot of crazy stuff also happens on the way back. So it's very crazy at sea. But one of my favorite parts of the whole book is the push me pull you. It's an animal that's now extinct. Important to note that, so you probably won't have heard of it. But it has two heads, one at one end and one at the other. So one head is normally, in the words of the push me pull you, one is normally used for eating and drinking and sleeping, while the other one is ready for talking. So it's a very polite creature, so it can be eating and also like, so how was your day? So yeah, I'm not going to spoil too much more, but this is such a cute book. And my favorite part is probably when Jip the dog sniffs out this uncle for this little boy that was on their ship, because they stole a ship from a pirate. Talk about like literally unexpecting, because like you wouldn't expect that guy to steal a ship from you. Well, he did. So there's this little boy trapped in a closet. They let him out of the closet, and then they help him find his uncle. And Jip the dog, that guy there, finds the uncle, and it's very wholesome, and he gets a collar made out of solid gold, and the doctor gets a watch with real diamonds in. So I'd say that this book deserves maybe a 9.5. So a 9.5 just because, well, a 9.5 out of 10 Freckles, just keeping the, score. So I'd say the best part of this book is 100% the push me pull you. I love the push me pull you. Now I want to pet push me pull you. But now let's go on to who was Thomas Edison. Who Was Thomas Edison was written by Margaret Frith. Well, I learned so many things from this book, but I'm gonna try and do as much as I can. So he was born in 1847, and he was a very, very curious kid. And actually once he tried to feed his neighbor worms, like mushed worms and water, to see if that caused her to fly like birds. So he was homeschooled from 8 because one of his teachers just was very rude about him. So his mom was like, okay, homeschool. So yeah, and his mom gave him very, very hard books about history, nature, and science mostly. And at 12 he finished school, which is kind of normal back then, and he became a newsboy. Then he became a telegraph operator, and in 1849 he invented 1879. It was like he would be 2 if he invented the electric light bulb in 1849. But in 1879, he invented the electric light bulb. And in 1882, he lit up 1 square mile of New York City with this huge, power station. And he actually has the most patents ever to this day. He has 1,093. And I'd say that this book is quite a hard read compared to all the other Who Was books, but it's still a very fun and interesting read, but it's a more in-depth biography than some of the other ones, like the Who Was Claude Monet one. So I'm going to give this book a 7 out of 10 Freckles. So today we reviewed 3 books. We reviewed Who Was Thomas Edison, right here. We reviewed The Story of Dr. Dolittle, and we reviewed Undercover Princess. And these books, this one here, Undercover Princess, was rated 10 out of 10 Freckles. I really, really love this book. Dr. Dolittle was rated 9.5, and the Thomas Edison Who Was book was rated 7. Just 7. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload a video. Share this video with all of your friends and all of your family, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye from me, and goodbye from every single one of my Freckles. Bye, guys!